Hello and welcome to Not Gambling Advice, the baseball betting stream on the Just Baseball Network. It is Wednesday, May 10th, and normally I'm coming to you with better news, but today I'm not coming to you with that great of news because the Mariners seem like a freaking donation. Luis Castillo, he doesn't have that life on his fastball right now, and he can't pinpoint his slider in this zone. Just doesn't look like the Luis Castillo that we know and love. And then on the other side, Mariners are hitting the ball hard, but it's just finding gloves right now. So right now, we're looking at most likely a donation, but I would like updates within the chat of what happens. We have been hot. I know people like to worry about one loss, but of course, I have more picks for you on this stream. We're also going to welcome on our other cappers to give their picks. Remember, all the picks are tracked on the Pickett Sports app. Sync your sportsbook and use code PETER, as well as we use all lines on BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Use code JBFans. That code is going to end soon. Go get your free coin if you have yet to download BetMGM yet. Wager $10 on any MLB money line and get $100 in bonus bets. Absolute no-brainer. We use all of their lines, and even we use the Mariners. And look at how that's going. That shouldn't take you off BetMGM. That's just the name of the game. Sometimes we lose a bet. Of course, it's not over. We are not giving up hope yet, but it certainly doesn't look good. Good thing is, I have another pick that we're going to get to. We're going to go through the model, and then we welcome on a bunch of other picks to make that coin back. Let's do a quick recap of yesterday. Because how about it? How about it? Toronto versus the Philadelphia Phillies. Soared. Alex, shout out you for subscribing with Prime. Toronto versus Philly. Soared over 8 runs. Atlanta versus the Boston Red Sox. Soared over 9 runs. And we cashed the prize picks with ease. I remember yesterday, I was like, Alex Manoah is going to get crushed. You watch. And I wanted to play his under pitching outs because his fantasy score got removed. He only went 4 2/3 innings. So either way, that would have cashed. Great day yesterday. Great day the day before. We've been winning consistently over the past couple of days. Of course, bad start to the day with the Mariners, but I have another pick for you today. And let's go straight into it because this is my favorite play on the board. That's why I have 1.2 units on it compared to the Mariners at 1 unit. I like the Mariners. The model absolutely loved the Mariners today. It's kind of unfortunate to see how they're doing right now. Let me just take a look. Oh, there's already a runner on second base. Yeah, good job, Luis Castillo. He does not look like the Luis Castillo I know. But I'm betting on these two pitchers to look like the pitchers that I know they are. So again, we're going to travel to Kansas City for the White Sox against the Royals at 7:40 p.m. Eastern. The pitching matchup is Lance Lynn versus Brad Keller. And all subscribers of my Dub Club know I bet this last night before the game was even over. And I'm really glad that last night's game ended in a low-scoring battle because these two offenses have been red hot, and a letdown game was in order yesterday, but today I think they rewrite the script. So Lance Lynn has a really tough matchup today. The Royals should feast on him for the number of fastballs that he throws and how much hard contact he allows. Since May began, the Royals rank 3rd in WRC Plus against right-handed pitching. 3rd at 136. For most of the season, I was complaining kind of about how unlucky the Royals have been. But now it's finally starting to land. They hit the ball hard, but it was going right into outfielders' gloves. The ball is starting to fall. They rank 2nd in hard hit rate right behind the Rays in the month of May, which is important against a guy like Lance Lynn, who also hasn't performed that well against the Royals in the past when he was a better version of himself. Through 109 plate appearances, Lance Lynn is rocking a 255 opponent batting average, a 350 xWOBA, and a 486 expected slugging percentage. The quality of contact against Lance Lynn is starting to close in on elite. So following Lynn will be one of baseball's worst bullpens. The bullpen is also most likely to be without their best reliever in Kendall Graveman because he threw 2 days ago and he threw yesterday. So a already bad bullpen without their best bullpen arm doesn't make me think that runs are going to stop when Lynn goes out of the game. This White Sox bullpen has a 6.21 ERA, good for 2nd worst in the league to the Oakland Athletics. And they have the 8th worst Sierra and the 2nd worst FIP. The Royals, though, aren't really a safe underdog. Brad Keller has a really bad matchup against the White Sox. Keller has some of the worst command in all of Major League Baseball, ranking in the 4th percentile in walk rate. The White Sox are going to take their free passes, but their issue is chasing pitches outside the zone. Lucky for them, Keller doesn't get you to swing and miss outside the zone. He ranks in the 9th percentile of chase rate. The White Sox have been around league average this season against right-handers in May, but they've had plenty of success against Keller in the past. In 22 innings, 26 hits, 14 earned in 22 innings to give him a 5.73 ERA. Following Keller will be one of baseball's worst bullpens. They rank 26th in ERA at 5.24 and 19th in fielded independent pitching. Also, Ballpark Pal, which we're going to go over, has the game as the tied for the 3rd highest run scoring environment of the day. Temperature should be between 75 to 80 degrees by game time with some wind blowing west to east. The wind is what isn't ideal, but I don't think it's going to be much of a problem. And my model still has the total near 10-ish. So if you can find 9.5, the value isn't as strong, but it's still worthy of the play. So my pick is the White Sox versus the Royals over 9 runs at -120. That's 1.2 units to win 1 unit. First of all, I want to shout out some people in the chat. The people are starting to subscribe. Thrasher, I see you starting to subscribe. And it might be time to start subscribing. Remember, guys, if I end up winning this tournament, remember, because we have all the people who come in and give their picks. We're tracking our units. Producer Cohen, can you throw up the graphic for us, please? If you subscribe, you will be entered in, if I win, to get World Series tickets. If I finish second, a $500 cash prize. As you can see by the leaderboard right now, I have about a 2-unit lead. Of course, that's going to change over the entire season. And lucky for us, the Mariners weren't tracked on this because we only give you plays that we have we only give you plays that you can tail, right? So if you're just now coming into the stream, you wouldn't have been able to tail Mariners. So all the games on stream are past the 6:40 p.m. Eastern window, right? Because we don't want to give you plays that you can't tail yourself. So that's the name of the game. Oh, nice job, Mariners. Double play. I mean, you guys are such losers. What is wrong with you? You get a guy on, immediate double play. It's just... This is a donation. It's all right. Whatever. Obviously, I'm upset about it. We don't like losing bets ever, but it's the name of the game. You're going to lose bets. We've been on a great streak so far over the past couple of days, and we will win it back tonight on the White Sox versus the Kansas City Royals. Remember, don't up your units because you're like, oh, we got to make it back. It's a long season. We play the long game, and we're going to win long term. And we've been winning long term on stream. Let's get into the Ballpark Pal model. Remember, we go over a bunch of different games, and they simulate the games 1,000 times using park factors and a matchup machine. They go through it. We find value, and the model has been fantastic this season, and I'm happy to go over it with you guys because we have, what do we have, Cohen? How many games on the Ballpark Pal model do we have? 6 games to go over on the Ballpark Pal model. So you can find value on games that I'm necessarily not on. So let's get into the first game. All right, so the first game on the model is this Tampa Bay Rays versus the Baltimore Orioles. And as you can see, the Rays, they have as a slight favorite. I'm pulling it up now. Give me Ballpark Pal. Hold on. Ballpark Pal. Hold on. Okay. So, as you can see from the model right here, right? They think the total is about even. And they think that there's not really much value if you are going to be betting on the Rays. But at the same time, right, because books, of course, take their little bit of vig. They take their little bit of juice. But if we look at the Rays right here, they're favored to win through 5 innings. They are favored to win through the full game. I think the over is a decent look, even though, there's not much value on it. Again, that's why I wouldn't play it. This is pretty spot on. Rays don't even have Randy in the lineup. But Dean Kramer just isn't that guy. I'm sorry, he's just not that guy. But the Orioles do crush lefties. Again, this is why I wanted to bring up this game because, I know a lot of people are going to have bets in this game today. But when we just don't see value, like, we're not going to jump at it. Like, I want to bet the Rays. I want to bet the over, but I just can't bring myself to do it. We just aren't seeing much value in this game. But again, wanted to go over it for you because if you do like the over, just know that the model thinks it's a fine play, right? All right, let's move on to the next game. This game is interesting. Look at that value on the under. Look at that value on the unders. They think the line should be at 7.5, and it might just be a free under. But here's my problem with it. Hunter Green has developed a little bit of a home run problem, and Justin Verlander, I just don't know what he's going to give you, right? Producer Cohen and I, as a Mets fan, was talking about it. It's like the model is showing a ton of value on the under, but what are we going to get from Verlander today? I don't think anybody in their right mind has any idea. Of course, we can gamble and we can guess, but it's not actionable. Right? Just because the model shows value doesn't necessarily mean we jump on it. In this game, the model still thinks the Mets are a decent play. Not much value, though. Through 5, it might be close. But they just don't really have the Reds scoring on Verlander. But what version of Justin Verlander are we going to get? I couldn't tell you. I also think it's a little bit sketchy that they're this short of dogs on the road, or this short of favorites on the road, right? It's the New York Mets with Justin Verlander against the Reds. Very tough game. It might end up just being the Reds on the money line. The Mets are not playing good baseball right now. But again, if I had to make a play on this, I would trust the model and go under, but I can't. I can't go under on this game. I think it's going to be a barn burner. We may be looking at just an end up being a push at 5-4. Producer Cohen, you're a Mets fan. What do you think happens in this game? They hit 4 homers yesterday, and Hunter Green has a home run problem.
After Green, I don't know. It's scary.
It's scary. He says it's a scary game.
You don't know what Verlander's going to do.
We don't know what Verlander's going to do. That's why it's very, very tough to handicap. Let's move on to the Braves versus the Red Sox because we have a new pitching change, and therefore the model refreshed, and they still really like the Atlanta Braves, right? You're looking at minus, what does that say on stream? Because it did ever since. See, as you can see, it's minus 153 currently what we're showing you. If you go to ballparkpal.com, they actually have the Braves now at minus 179. So, yeah, right now. So they did a quick refresh, too. Maybe lineups just came out a second ago. If you go to ballparkpal.com, the Braves even moved from minus 155 to minus 165, and the model adjusted, too. So right now, they love the Braves through the first 5, which I think is fascinating. I don't really understand why. Dylan Lee, I guess they're going with an opener, right? It's gonna be a bullpen game, but they got a lot of length out of Charlie Morton yesterday. The Braves, they basically just think that the Braves kind of tee off on Bayo, but as you can tell by that total, they're a big believer in the under. But with these two offenses, I just can't come around to it. That's why this slate is pretty challenging, I guess, in my opinion, right? The model is showing us value in directions that I don't really agree with. Maybe I'm just reading this board wrong and the under is just the play, right? We're seeing 10s, we're seeing 9.5s in the market. It's a lot of runs. Maybe the Red Sox don't show up. It's a very challenging game. I don't know. What do you guys in the chat think about this game? Bayo is so talented yet so erratic. I totally agree. Both are susceptible to home runs, which is bad for that total. I think he's talking about Mets versus Reds. What do you guys think about this game? Because I'm having fits with it. Dylan Lee versus Brian Bayo, opener for the Braves. The model loves the Braves and it loves the under. Basically just think that the Red Sox bats just don't show up against a bullpen game for the Braves. I don't know. Dylan is pretty nasty. Yeah, but he's not going to go long. He's only going to go probably 1 or 2 innings. Right? Just a reliever. He's not going to pitch long. I don't know. It's an interesting game.
It's said that the Sox lineup hasn't come out yet.
Sox lineup has not come out yet. It depends on where you're looking. How about Braves first 5 in? It could just be Braves first 5. Right? I'm just not sold on it. But it might just be, might just be that easy. When in this much doubt, trust the model or no bet. I totally agree with you. Either trust it or just don't make a bet on that. But what it is showing, value on the under, value on the Braves. I saw Devers is sitting tonight too. Huh. Maybe it is worthy of a bet, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you just roll with the Braves. But the thing is, they're kind of juicy on the money line. You don't want to take them on the run line because they're at home. Maybe it's just Braves through the first 5, and you're hoping that the Braves really tee off on Bayo, which could happen, right? Not a rookie, but young pitcher in Truist Park. It's a tough environment. It might just be the Braves. It might just be the Braves through 5. Are the Mariners doing anything, or are they just sucking still? Let's see. All right, 3-1, 2 outs. Jonah Heim's up. All right, that was a little bit of the Louisiana Bayou. All right. Sucking. Yeah, they're just sucking. Yeah, it's great to see them just suck. All right, let's go on to this Cardinals versus Cubs game. Okay, right? As we can tell, model has a slight lean towards the Cubs, but the thing is, the model is like this Cubs team all series long. And remember yesterday, I had a gut feeling that the Cardinals were going to etch out a win, and that's exactly what they did. And yesterday, the model absolutely loved the Cubs. I got a bad feeling about this Cubs team. I just think that the Cardinals are going to rattle off some wins here, right? But again, me disagreeing with the model. So that's why it's a no bet for me, right? If the model was showing value on the Cardinals, I'd probably be on the Cardinals today. But now that it's not, and the total is pretty spot on, or at least that's what they think. You got some slight wind blowing in, not as much as yesterday. But as you can see, they think the total's pretty spot on there. They like the Cubs. But again, it's Justin Steele Day, who's been amazing. I mean, Justin Steele has been one of the best overall pitchers in Major League Baseball. For not looking great, Castillo has 9 Ks. Well, that's good. Another strikeout for Castillo. So the Ks were free. It was just the runs that he was giving up. Great. Good to know. Because as you guys knew, I think I talked about this on Surgical Stream, and I don't know if I talked about it on my podcast. Castillo's Ks were at 7.5, and his earned runs allowed were at 1.5. I'm like, holy shit. He hasn't reached those in a little bit. He's about to carve today. And he has the strikeouts. It's just the earned runs, right? It's tough. What are you going to do, right? Maybe we get a 5th inning bang out of here from Dane Dunning. Is that even possible? Who's leading us off? We got J-Rod, Teoscar, Pollock, and Wong. All right, we need some bangs here, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving into the bottom of the 5th, or else we lose this pick. D-backs bang. Love that you're on the D-backs and they're banging for you. 3-3 in the bottom of the 4th. All right, let's move on to the last game on the model? 2 more. All right. So, Seth Lugo versus Pablo Lopez. Seth Lugo versus Pablo Lopez. This game is tough. Another one of those games. Padres higher run projection. Twins showing not much value, but they still have them winning more simulations. As you can tell through 5, it's basically a pick 'em. Slight value on the under. Right? This game is tough. Twins, it's just their approach right now is so bad. And Pablo Lopez has been struggling lately, but I just do not trust Seth Lugo. I do not trust Seth Lugo now at all. I wish I had a better read for you guys in this game. Does anyone have any idea what they like in this game? Is anybody even on this game? It's a tough one. This game is gross. It is certainly gross. Right? No real value. I guess slight value on the Padres. And maybe just jump on the Padres as dogs. Seen a lot on the Twins. Mariners leadoff hit. Okay. Had a baby J-Rod. Could we get a luck bang solely because boots on the ground? Twins team total over. Let me look on BetMGM right now what that Twins team total over is. Let's see. Twins team total over. You're getting a little bit of juice towards the full game over. How many runs will the Twins score? 4.5 at plus 100. Thing is, the model has them going slightly under that. And the Twins are at home. So if you think they win, they might not get to hit in the 9th inning. Are the Mariners doing anything? Teoscar, can you do something for us one time, please? Just one time snap out of this disgusting funk that you're in. Because you're hitting the ball hard, you're just not finding the gaps. It's a coin flip, personally. Yeah, it's just a tough game in my opinion. Tough game. I don't know if anybody has anything, but right now I'm just locked in on the Mariners. Hard for me to think. All right, let's get to the last game on the model. So, as we can tell, but here's my issue now with this game. Because obviously I got it at, oh my God, Teoscar, you piece of garbage. All right. When we look at this game, as you can tell, the model has refreshed. And now we're looking at 9.5. Basically, that's what they think the total should be. Right? Last night, it was at 10 at around plus 105. That has gone down. And the reason it's gone down is the Royals' run projection has gone down. They still think the White Sox absolutely destroy Brad Keller, but there's been a little bit of an adjustment. And I don't exactly know why. Let's see if the Royals, because this is a new adjustment, let's see what the Royals lineup is. Witt, Vinny, Salvi. I mean, this is their A lineup. I mean, Eaton's in the lineup who can't hit anything. He's hitting 031. I don't know why there was a little bit of an adjustment. So let's say you haven't placed this bet yet. I think if you... did Teoscar do anything? What did he do? He just struck out. I mean, what a loser. If you haven't placed a bet on this over yet, I think if you want to bet it, I mean, I still like the over at 9.5. Like I said, it's just not really showing value on 9.5. But I think if you want to still make a bet on this game, I do think that the White Sox team total is kind of the way to go. Let's see what they are right now on books. Let's see what they are on books. So the White Sox, I go to their team total. Total runs scored by the White Sox. 5.5 at plus 115. 4.5 at minus 140. I mean, they really do think that the White Sox are going to score a bunch of runs today. Do I think it's worth it at 5.5 at plus 115? I don't mind that. Like, if you want to stay safe and just put 1 unit on 4.5 at minus 140, I think that's a way to go. Because I'm pretty confident that, oh, God, A.J. Pollock. I mean, what a disaster. I mean, Dunning just shoved against the Mariners. I can't believe it. He shoved against the Mariners. Good for him. Oh, my God, Pollock. I mean, what a disaster. All right. Speechless. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those bets with the Mariners. Like, they do the complete opposite of what the numbers say. That happens sometimes in baseball. That's, like, kind of why it's the best sport in the world. Let's see if Colton Wong, before we welcome on... Okay. Oh, he let it drop. What a loser. All right. We got runners on. Is there anybody in queue right now? All right. What we're going to do until people come in queue is we're just going to watch this game. All right. JP Crawford is up. I don't know how they let that ball drop, but we do technically have life. Are we due for a JP Crawford homer here? Can you imagine a JP Crawford homer? All right. Things are getting a little sweaty. The heart rate is raised. Heart rate is raised a little bit. Come on, JP Crawford. Come on, baby. Hold on. We got to wait. Before we welcome on Jake, I got to wait for Crawford. Sorry, Jake. I know you're listening. I know you're ready to go. Actually, you want to just throw him up so we could sweat this with me?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
And I suppose.
Jake Hazen, how are you? Before we get...
Originally, I cashed out the team total under, actually.
Yeah, it's probably smart.
Yeah, this ump in this game is like 7-0 to the over. So I'm like, fuck this. I'm out of here.
Interesting. But yeah, I mean, the Rangers, they just got their runs off Castillo.
How about the Angels? We're scoring some runs. Jordan Alvarez off the bat, though. He's probably going to hit another tank.
I like that. Come on, JP Crawford. 0-2. Do you have anything in your system? Oh, my God. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not over. Ladies and gentlemen, a base hit wins it. Ladies and gentlemen, a base hit wins it.
Did JP just hit a double? Am I saying this right?
JP Crawford just hit a double.
Dude, he's been kind of ripping. Like, people aren't talking about JP Crawford this year.
A little bit ripping.
Dude, he has like a 6 run value against a slider right now.
Yeah,
like,
but he already made an error this game that screwed a base runner that led to runs. So, thank you, JP Crawford, but you could have played some defense here for us.
Yeah, but let's just talk about JP Crawford this year, though, dude. He's been crushing it.
Yeah, he has been better. I mean, it's good. They moved him in the leadoff role. All right. Everyone cross their fingers. Pray to whatever God you believe in. I don't care what it is, but pray to him or her. I don't know. Don't take Dunning out. Good. Keep him in. I want him against France. France has been hitting the ball hard all day. Base hit. It's all we need. 2 outs. They're going to be running on it. We need a base hit. This is a sweat. This is kind of fun. At least the bet is now fun, right? If we're going to lose it, at least make it fun. Come on, tie France. Come on, tie France.
Is it 1-0 in your account right now?
Yeah, 1-0.
Okay. Let me know when he
No, don't ruin it, though. I think you might be slightly ahead of me.
Okay, that's why I'm wondering. Let me know when he throws the next pitch so I know how to spoil.
Oh, no, people are saying there's a 2-0 count. There's a 2-0 count.
Well, the chat's going to ruin it for you, Peter. Hey,
yeah, I'm not even looking at the chat. I'm not looking at the chat. Screw you, chat, for 1 second. I'm not looking. I'm just watching the game. Tie France, 2-0, cookie fastball. Dane Dunning is throwing 89 miles an hour. You have to hit it. It's a beautiful day at T-Mobile Park. It's an absolutely beautiful day. Runners on second and third, 2-0 count. I mean, that was a good pitch. Tip your cap. Jake, I don't like how your arms are crossed. I don't like how your arms are crossed.
Just try to get comfortable, dog. Don't worry about me.
Come on, France. Come on, France. You're fucking kidding me.
Your Mariners might be horse piss, Peter. It might be horse piss.
2-1 tie France. 2-1. Grounds out weakly to the pitcher on a 2-1 pitch. Oh, that was right there. That was right there.
How does it feel? It's kind of crazy to say this right now. The Mariners have the worst offense in the division.
They have been dreadful.
They have the worst offense.
The thing is, though, they've been hitting much better lately. Like, I don't know if you saw the numbers lately.
Dude, they've been kind of smelling like the White Sox, hanging around 500, can never win they want them to. I don't know, man.
I agree. I mean, that's why I was like, I don't want to lay juice on this team right now, but I do want a unit on it.
Yeah, I mean,
it even moved to -130. That's you got to win your bets. The closing line value.
Tell you what, though, I don't hate a Mariners live bet with these bullpen advantages.
I don't hate that either. I really don't hate that either. But let's get into your first pick. We absorbed my cake. We absorbed my cake, and we move on to today. You're second place right now. You're still killing it. I know you hit your play yesterday. Got a little sweaty at the end there with the Machado homer, but it still was a great under.
Yeah, my read was like, I just need these pitchers to scave through. Like, they can pitch well, but I don't need them to. And then what actually happened is the starting pitchers went crazy, and then the bullpen almost put me in piss. My handicap was the opposite. It doesn't matter. It's still paid. So, who really cares?
Who really cares? It should hit.
But, yeah, we're going back to that game today. Twins Padres, except we're going over this time. We're going first 5. So let me just focus on Seth Lugo here first. So these be facing a lot of lefties in this lineup today for the Twins. It goes Kepler, Polanco. No, he's got sent down, right?
Who did?
Polanco just got sent down. Polanco, he just got sent down, right?
Jorge Polanco got sent down? No shot.
Let me see the lineup real quick.
No shot. He got sent down. No, he's hitting 5th today.
Oh, there's someone on the Twins who got sent down. I forgot who it was. But, yeah, Polanco, Correa, Kepler, Gallo, good amount of lefties in his lineup. And what Seth Lugo, what he does when he faces left-handed batters.
Oh, yeah, Jose Miranda did. Jose Miranda got sent down, yeah.
I'm tripping. What he does, he throws a lot of curveballs. He throws a 46% rate of curveballs and 42% fastball. So just curveball, fastball, And I don't know, for a starting pitcher, I'm not a big fan of that pitch mix as the Astros just bang, go Angels, nice. And here's the thing about this Twins lineup as well. Granted, they have not been hitting very well. When it comes to hitting curveballs, dude, they mash them. And especially these lefties. Like, Kirilloff hits curveballs very well. I know, God, what was lineup here? I know Polanco does.
Yeah, Kirilloff ain't hitting fourth for no reason.
And I know Kepler does. All these lefties in this lineup. And the thing is, too, is that before I bring this up, Lugo is even worse against lefties. And he's throwing that curveball majority of the time. And all the lefties in this lineup loves to crush that pitch. I think it's after it today. And are we doing that price picks thing or only on Tuesdays?
No, yeah, we just don't have enough people today to do it, but we will start instituting that. But of course, feel free to pitch like your favorite square.
I'm pitching Joey Gallo over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs because, like I said earlier, 46% curveball. Joey Gallo this year already has a 5 run value as a curveball. He's slugging 1,300 off it. He has an XBA of 400. Hard hit rate of 60%, and he's seeing this pitch 45% of the time paired to a fastball, which we all know Joey Gallo can't hit. Dude, he has an 81% hard hit rate on fastballs this year. I mean, you just mix these two pitches against this guy. I mean, this is like Joey Gallo's this is the matchup he's been waiting for his entire career. He's only going to be the only time he's going to see something different than a curveball and fastball was a sinker. He throws only 7% of the time, and he hits the hell out of that pitch too. And Lugo's prone for giving up a lot of hard contact, and these lefties just line up. They get a lot of hard contact, and going against this curveball is going to be hanging around the middle, dude. I think Lugo gets demolished today. I really do. And I don't know why Joey Gallo's all the way back in the freaking 7-hole today, but there's going to be runners on for him today. I think he's just someone deep.
I like it. I'm just, why not? Oh, no, I assume you're going to continue. I'm just like, why not Twins first 5?
But yeah, we're going to get onto that. So, I do kind of lean the Twins to score more than the Padres, but the thing is, dude, I don't fade these Padres right now, and I think Pablo Lopez, is due for a little bit more regression on this season. So this Padres lineup have been mashing the baseball lately. They've been hitting the ball hard, and they've been getting on base, and I just kind of expect it to continue. I mean, this is kind of me just putting my chips in, all right, with this lineup that, should be top 5. I'm expecting them to come today and be a top 5 lineup. I mean, I'm all asking for the Padres today. Give me 2 runs, 3 runs, because Twins are going to bang quite a bit. But I was worried to fade the Padres. I just feel like they can explode today, dude.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just good for the over, right? Like, it's kind of one of those bets. Like, that's why I was like, oh, I kind of like the Royals today as dogs because, like, I really like the Royals matchup against Lynn and the White Sox bullpen. But I'm like, dude, the White Sox matchup against Keller is also great. And I'm like, I don't know who's going to win, but I'm pretty sure runs are going to be scored. That's kind of your same handicap of this one. You're like, I love the Twins to bang, but I don't have confidence that the Padres don't. That's why I'm like, give me the over.
Yeah, that's where we're going. The first 5 over 4.5 we're rolling with. And I got one more play for you. This was a game where you didn't want to talk about. Both games you had no idea how to lean about. I have a play in both of them, so there's that. I'm rolling with the dude. This team's so bad, but Mets first 5 at -115 with the hook.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So despite the Mets being so bad, let me try to pull up Fangraphs real quick as I talk. Lately, they've still been walking, and for those who don't know, Hunter Brown, his biggest issue is walks. And this Mets team this year, I mean, even during this cold stretch, all right, let's go and switch it up to just since like April 24th, 3 weeks ago. They are walking at a 10% rate. So they're still getting their walks in. And Hunter Green's a guy whose walk rates are down this year, but you kind of look down at his game logs. The teams, he hasn't really faced too many teams that draw a lot of walks. He's faced a lot of teams that have a lot of chase. And, obviously for him, that's pretty beneficial. And even during this cold streak for the Mets, they're still not really striking out during this whole time, too. They have like a 20% K rate during this stretch against right-handed pitchers. And I think they're going to be able to get guys on base for Hunter Green, Great American Small Park. And they're going to carry the momentum they had yesterday with all those runs they were scoring and continue it and score more runs today off Hunter Green. And when it comes to Justin Verlander, you're right. I mean, how much trust can I put in this guy right now? But people are acting like he got like blown up his last start. Like people are just like selling all Verlander stock. He went 5 and 2 earned. Like that's going to get it done today.
No, yeah, I don't think I agree with you. I think people are very quick to sell his stock. I'm just like, I'm not quick to sell his stock. I'm just sitting here being like, he could shove. or the problems could continue. Like, that's why I'm just like, and it's in such a small ballpark. Like, but the Red, I don't know. That's where I'm sitting.
Like, that's the thing about it too. It's like, let's go on a 3-week span. I mean, Cincinnati Reds, I mean, I guess they've been hitting them lately, 13th against WRC plus against right-hander pitchers, but we know historically how many righties are in this lineup that's not even close to being their best split.
Yeah.
I mean, if Verlander gives me 5 innings and 2 earned today, that's going to win my bet. I genuinely think that's going to win my bet. So I'm rolling with it. I'm buying the Mets low and laying some juice in one of these, the counterpart of the other shitty New York team.
You are buying them low, which is good. Like, if this game was a regular Mets game the way they were playing versus a regular Reds game, I'm pretty sure you'd see the Mets as minus 200 on the road. But they're minus 160,
yeah, for sure.
So you're buying low. But at the same time, like, you're buying low for a reason. They're not doing anyone any favors. So that's why it's a tough bet for me. I want to add to this.
Mets, they've proven they can hit velocity pretty well. I mean, they're one big matchup you can go to, one of the best high velo pitchers in baseball, Strider. I mean, their career numbers, all those guys against Strider are pretty damn impressive. And not the same pitchers, but them having kind of the same pitch mix, but high power slider and high velo fastball. The Mets, they can hit that pretty easily. As the Astros, dude, I fucking hate the Angels, man.
What'd they do?
Dude, they're just losing. They always lose, dude. They always win the first game of the series. I start going on Twitter talking shit, and then they lose the next 2 games of the series every single time.
Well, I mean, it's 2-2. It's 2-2.
3-2. Jake Myers is hitting a single, dude.
Yeah, Jake Myers. Yeah.
I mean, it's Griffin Canning. What do you expect out of him? But they can crush velo. This team can demolish velo. So I just think this matchup for the Mets, when it comes to walks, when it comes to being able to hit velo, when it comes to Reds being worse to play against righties, and only having to pay minus 150 in the first 5 spread, I mean, I want it. Let me have it.
I see what you're saying, and it could be just I might just be overthinking the Verlander thing, and it might just be the Mets, right? Also, shout out to Jen. I know you're coming on stream soon. Thank you for subbing, my friend, and he's ready to come on soon. Jake, anything else before you piece
one
for
more
the
little tidbit. I think a lot of it is just like the other old Mets pitcher looks really bad right now. They just kind of want to just like correlate Verlander and Scherzer together.
Yeah.
Like, I see people saying that Verlander is like ass now. I'm like, what does 5 innings and 2 earned off injury like make you think that he's ass now?
Yeah, I think they're wrapping him in with Scherzer. I think they're wrapping him in with Scherzer.
Yes, they are. And like, it's just like he can get blown up today, right? It's baseball, anything can happen. But like, he has done nothing to prove that he's in the same spot as Scherzer right now. Nothing.
I see what you're saying. I like it. All
right. Well, that would be it for me today, Peter.
Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Keep killing it. All right. Welcome on to Jen, who just gave us a sub bang. Appreciate you, my friend. And the nice shirt. Oh, I think you're muted.
I said thank you. I've been getting a lot of compliments on my stream about my shirts, and people don't believe me that they're from Abercrombie.
Abercrombie.
My wife was walking into Abercrombie a few months ago. I said, "What are you doing? We're not in high school anymore." She said, "Oh, they rebranded. They redid everything."
Wow.
You'd be surprised. Abercrombie's grown up just like we have.
You know something I had no idea about? So what? I went to Zara with my girlfriend, and I thought Zara was a female department store. A lot of good male clothes in there. I even got a shirt that I was getting compliments on. Haven't worn it since. Remember that shirt? Zara's legit. I had this cream colored jacket. Kind of makes me look like a cool tool. Like a tool that's like, all right, this guy's kind of a douche, but he seems cool. It's like one of your friends, right? That is a douche, but you like him. It's kind of what the jacket gives off. I like it.
Yeah, it's like it's semi-douchey clothes for non-douchey people, and it's how like Americans can look European, and it's tough for me because I'm not super slim. But it's if you're ever going to Miami, that's where you need to go shop. You need to go to Zara, and you'll feel great. I think, is that where Hazen got his shirt that he was wearing? Maybe that looked like a Zara. I'm just kidding. That he needs to. We need to get him. If he wins this, instead of 2 World Series tickets, we'll get him some Zara gift cards. No, but Hazen, I love Jake Hazen. He's a great.
My producer's dying over here. That's your comment.
Yeah, I thought so. I'm on one of his plays today. That's my new strategy. I'm just going to tell people at the top of the leaderboard. No, I'm just kidding. So I wanted that. I wanted that over in San Diego last night. I almost did it. I'm glad I didn't. The bats woke up late. I think it was 9, ended at 8. So today's the day I strike. You know how I roll, kind of.
I like that.
I'm going to strike today, and I'm going to go with the first 5. I think it's when you look at these pitchers. Seth Lugo's been doing really well, and their combined ERAs is pretty low. Thought a total at 8.5 with the juice on the over was pretty interesting to me. Thought about going full game, but I've elected to go first 5 because I think that number is so suspicious. It leads me to believe that one or both of these starters is going to get touched up. And since I just did this yesterday with one of my plays that I hit with Baltimore and Tampa, the whole reason I liked that first 5 over was I thought Eflin would get touched up. He did. The first 5 went over. The first game stayed under. So I'm going to stick with that strategy and go with the San Diego first 5 over. I won't spend too much time on it again because I know he pitched it. The other play I submitted, it does not count. I apologize, was that Marlins over. So I won't talk about that.
I mean, that looks pretty good.
It does look good. I actually got spooked off anyway, so I didn't end up playing it. And I thought to myself, well, it's not going to count on stream anyway, so I'm not going to force it. But yeah, it is looking good. But anyways, the first 5 for the Chicago White Sox.
Huh.
Yeah. Huh, indeed. Can we talk about Prize Picks on this show?
Absolutely. You can talk about Prize Picks. We talk about Prize Picks all the time. For me today, I just didn't have a Prize Picks, but talk it through.
Okay. I didn't know if they were a sponsor or something.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Okay. So Prize Picks, if you look at Lance Lynn's squares,
let's see.
I think they are rather telling. 2.5 earned runs. I don't have them up in front of me, but that was the one that jumped out. 2.5 earned runs for Lance Lynn when he's gone over that in 4 of the last 5 games.
Oh, he doesn't have a fantasy score anymore.
And he doesn't have a fantasy score anymore. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not sure.
Normally means he's going to get touched up. Like, for example, Alek Manoah yesterday, I bet his under 29.5 fantasy score got removed. I don't, the thing is with Prize Picks, like, it's obviously tough. I just refreshed it. Let me see if it's, oh, never mind.
Oh.
The fantasy score is up at 33.5.
Okay. Well, that's good, I guess, then, in the sense that he's up. I don't, at the end of the day, I don't really like to try to. One thing I learned from professional bettors last season, but this was more so to the second half of the season, is they don't bet on bad teams. I don't really want to force plays with bad teams. This White Sox-Kansas City matchup, I really didn't have much of an interest in getting involved. But this, as a contrarian and just something who kind of just smells like something's up, I could not resist. And, I really don't know much about Brad Keller, but neither of these teams are really that trendy in the public's eye. They're both bad. But I have a tough time imagining that your average person is going to be really jazzed up to be backing Lance Lynn on the road against Kansas City, albeit 10-27. I feel like their bats have been doing a little bit better. But big reason for this play was, I guess you could say, is it was Prize Picks influence. And some might think that's silly. That's totally fine. But I would suggest that people at least take a look at some of these squares, make mental notes, keep track of this stuff. I find that it brings more success more often than not. So that's just my personal play. I'm going to back Lance Lynn. Now, this is where I might be kicking myself, and it's happened to me in the past with your good friend Cal Quantrell. The one that will sting with me the most is when I backed Cal, I did so on the run line in the first 5. It was 0-0. He pitched well, but I lost. And then in the 6th inning, J-Rom hit a 3-run nuke. If I would have bet the first 5 money line and it's a tie, it's a no bet. It's a push. I'm getting greedy. It's minus 145 on the money line. I'm taking the -0.5 at minus 105. White Sox first 5. Backing Lance Lynn. Hopefully won't regret it.
I do kind of understand where you're coming from, because when I looked – at this game initially, I was thinking about the Royals, or to be completely honest with you, on the money line. Because I was like, with Lynn, with how many fastballs he throws, that the Royals, they hunt fastballs, and with all the hard contact that he's given up, I was like, I think the Royals can really get to him today. But then I looked into Brad Keller, and I'm like, the White Sox might have an even better matchup against him. So And the reason why I'm on the full game over today is because both bullpens are just not good. And the White Sox are without their best in Kendall Graveman. So that's why I'm on the over, because I think both teams are going to put up runs here. I've also noticed that Lynn, keeps getting shelled and then keeps getting respect, whether that be on Prize Picks or something. I just don't see it. They keep hanging his 2.5 earned runs and it just keeps hitting. But I don't know how many people are taking that with the Royals today. I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, the only other thing I want to mention is I'm looking at Brad Keller's season stats. Really, something we probably should have sniffed out is this guy started the year way too hot. First 3 games, albeit they were against the Rangers, the Giants, and the Twins, not really super electric offenses, but 2, 1, and 1 were his earned runs. Since then, 3, 4, 1, and 6 most recently. Now, I will say, fading a pitcher that is just coming off of a performance of allowing 6 runs to the Athletics is not something I typically do because it's too obvious for me. But on the flip side, when you have a bad team like the White Sox, who are 13-27 or whatever, and Lance Lynn, I think this is a spot I'm going to do it. But you made a good point, Peter. I want to mention, this is why I like listening to your show. This is why I like hearing what you have to say. You've given me 2 points now, and so far you're 2 for 2. You did it on that Nationals Cubs over, and that didn't hit. And then the Giants,
the Corbin
Nationals
thing.
over, 8 to 8.5. You said it. You said it is Corbin, and for whatever reason, overs always tend to move up, and they did. That didn't hit either. So you have really, really good points that you bring up with each of these that I think I am too late because obviously I got to get my bet in. We got to submit it and everything. So it's after the fact. But if anybody's watching this and they're wondering if they should tail or not, I always think they should at least value. If you have some pushback so far, you're in the right.
But the thing is, you never know what could happen with my bet, too. These are just some things I noticed that happen. Like, for example, Macy J in the comment section right now. Lance Lynn was in a similar spot against the Reds in his last start. PP was giving him respect. Pitched 6 2/3, gave up 4 earned, but 8 Ks, and the White Sox won. So I think his fantasy hit, but the earned runs didn't, right? So he's like a strikeout guy. The White Sox are favored. Right. He's going to have a pretty decent fantasy score. So that's why it's like, all I hear, and it's not a bad thing, because sometimes it can lead you to really good bets. Like, you're really good at it. Mid-Major's really good at it. Javon's really good at it. But it's just like about knowing specific players and like when they're up. It's like that doesn't necessarily mean that they pitch well. Like if Lance Lynn throws 6 in and gives up 4 earned, and Keller gives up 5, you win your bet, and like we all win our bets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like with specific guys, they just continually will get respect. Like Lynn just gets respect.
What I always do, and I try to visualize, like, what do I see the score? I really do see like through 5. I see like a 5-2 game. Yeah. So I'm not saying Lynn pitches perfect, but I think he pitches better than Brad Keller.
I think he does too. That's why I'm not on the Royals, right? Like I was initially going in thinking the Royals, and I'm like, This White Sox matchup might even be better against Keller, because that's how I bet. Like I bet matchups, I bet my numbers, like, and if the numbers match up, then I go. So like I'm full baseball brain, and then of course using splits and using that to my advantage to make me more confident about a bet. Like there could be a matchup that I look at that I like the matchup, and the splits are in the complete opposite direction. When I'm like, oh, wait a minute, let me do more into this. That's how I kind of use it. And then sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. Hopefully more hit than don't.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, that's it for me. So 2 plays. Hopefully, 1-1 at worst, I guess. Been a pretty good week so far.
2-0.
Oh, yeah. But you don't want to go 0-2 in a contest. Yeah. That's going to hurt. But at least the nice thing about sharing someone else's plays, they lose too, I guess, at the top of the leaderboard. But good stuff, Peter. I appreciate it. And good luck tonight.
Absolutely. You too, my man. Hopefully we got like a 10-0 White Sox lead after 5.
I'll be fucking sweet.
Talk to you soon, my man.
Cheers, man.
We got anybody else in queue right now? Producer Cohen?
Anthony's ready.
Oh, Anthony DeBundo from the Action Network. I love talking baseball with you. I love it because you're a numbers guy just like me. We're built from the same cloth. What do you think, first of all, because I like to hear your opinion on it, White Sox Royals over 9 runs? Yes or no?
I would certainly lean that way. Kaufman always plays as a sneaky hitter's park.
Sneaky.
And I know the Royals offense has not been good this season. The back half of it has a lot of holes. But the top half of that lineup starting to come around a little bit. Bobby Witt had a slow start. He seems to be finding some things at the plate, chasing a little less. I would certainly lean that way. I'm hoping it's not 10-0 White Sox, and in fact 10-0 Royals after 5, because I like the Royals today.
Okay, all right. Let's talk it through, because that was my original lean, and I was like, the White Sox have a damn good matchup against Keller.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I necessarily agree with that, though. Like, first of all, the White Sox are always just going to project worse against righties. We've talked about this over and over again. You can say it every time. It's still true. The big right-handed bats they have in that lineup that crush lefties, not quite as much without Eloy, but still a lineup that I think is a little bit overrated because they chase so much. They have the highest chase rate in the league. They swing at balls. And Brad Keller, his problem has been the walk. It hasn't always been an issue. He's always been a slightly worse than league average command guy, and it's gotten a lot worse this year. I'm a little skeptical of it staying that bad. I think he's had a couple really bad starts with command where he hasn't even been able to throw strikes, had to pitch in some bad weather as well. But I think, if you project out Brad Keller and Lance Lynn, there's not that huge of a difference. Keller's stuff grades out better. I know we talk stuff plus every time I'm on this show. Lynn's fastballs are way down relative to past seasons. He throws the fastball, the sinker, the cutter. The cutter is still good, but the fastball and the sinker are grading out as pretty below average pitches right now. So when you're such a heavy fastball guy and your fastball is not what it was, you're going to get hit hard. And you're seeing that with Lynn, xERA over 5. Keller's problem has been strikeout minus walk rate. It's terrible. He's actually underwater right now. He has a higher walk rate than strikeout rate, which is pretty alarming.
And I don't want to interrupt you, but that's what I was saying about because the White Sox, you're right, they chase a ton. And I don't want to bet on this White Sox offense to show up if they're facing a guy who's even middle of the pack in chase rates and whiff rates. But I mean, Keller doesn't strike out anybody. 9th percentile in chase rate, 14th percentile in K rate. He's got a higher walk rate than he does a strikeout rate. So that's where my thinking was of yes, the White Sox do chase the most in baseball, but they're facing a pitcher today who doesn't know how to get you to chase outside of that good slider. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a risk. I mean, neither pitcher's very good. But that gets me to the Royals being a plus 120 underdog at home. Yeah. I think it's a little bit off. I think it should be closer to a coin flip. Of course, the White Sox should be the favorite, but a little too high. So I like the Royals plus 120 in that one.
No, I see what you're saying, because that was my original lean. I was just like if you put a gun in my head and said, who'd you pick to win this game? I don't mind DeGen through 5, and I almost don't mind your Royals, because I also don't believe in the White Sox bullpen at all. I think it's going to be a good game. I don't really know where I'm at on the money lines, but I just think runs are going to be scored. Are you worried at all about this Royals pen? I know they're rested after the Jordan Lyles start, but they're not good either.
No, certainly. I mean, neither bullpen's any good.
Yeah.
And in terms of WRC plus, I mean, the White Sox lineup hasn't been that much better than the Royals lineup this season.
Mm-hmm.
So against righties at least. So I just don't really believe in the White Sox as a road favorite here with Lynn on the mound. I'm still low on Lynn. You talked about the market still having a little bit of love for him. I disagree with that. I think I've faded him maybe more than any pitcher in baseball, and it's really down to that stuff plus number on the fastball that I just can't get past. It's not grading out well. It's getting hit hard. And Keller's contact quality allowed hasn't been terrible. It's been the strikeouts and the walks that have killed him. But certainly 2 bad defensive teams as well. Helps her over for sure.
Yeah. All right. Any more picks you got for us today? You got 2 more, right?
I do. It's funny. I just saw Yuri Perez got recalled. I was joking around in our action Slack about how long until Edward Cabrera's in the bullpen. Maybe today they decided after watching his start that he's done because he cannot throw strikes.
Yeah, that's his issue. You just can't throw it.
And yet at a certain point, you can't be a major league starter. So I'm wondering if he will take Edward's spot. Could improve the bullpen, though. I mean, the bullpen's trending up. Marlins are interesting, but especially since the Phillies and the Mets are struggling. But my picks for today, I'm going to go with the Wrigley under. Wind's blowing. It's not directly in, so it's a little bit different. It's a crosswind, but I love Justin Steele. I've been betting him repeatedly for almost a year now. He's one of the best in the league at controlling contact quality, and it's not just a random variance thing for me when you look at how his pitches move and how he generates late movement on his stuff, it plays better than his strikeout minus walk than his stuff plus would suggest. He's one of the few guys that I think has really mastered this, and it's part of the Cubs' pitching development. I know he's facing a lineup that has destroyed left-handed pitching for the better part of 2 years now, but I think one of the two biggest bats in the middle of that lineup that have crushed lefties is Arenado and O'Neill, and Arenado is a mess at the plate.
Yeah,
he looks lost. I think he's injured, maybe. If not, just
looks
pressing.
Injured to me. He doesn't look right. Like he's this same aggressiveness, the same whip through the zone. It just looks like something's wrong. It's either an injury, it's a mental thing. Like he just does not look right.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. And I don't know what to make of it. I mean, I have Arenado in a dynasty league, and I traded him off at the deadline last year, and
wow.
I'm feeling like a king now
for
having done that. But yeah, I think he'll figure it out. I'm not going to lose faith in him, but right now he's certainly not close to it. And so
what about you like Montgomery too, which is interesting.
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I mean, Montgomery keeps the ball on the ground, and he's really excelled in St. Louis because they're a much better defense and it's a much better park to pitch in than Yankee Stadium was, and they were a much better infield defense. Also, this decision that the Cardinals have made to move Contreras off catcher, I think helps their defense. Helps. They don't like his game calling. He's not a very good pitch framer. So the little things that maybe add up hurt the defense, but it also hurts the offense because Andrew Knizner is not a good hitter, and instead of Contreras catching and a good hitter DHing, they now have to DH Contreras and catch Knizner. So it hurts the St. Louis offense, which I do like, generally speaking. I think they're above average offense, but today with the wind blowing slightly in, more of a crosswind than in, under 7.5 for me. It's a 58% trend over the last 15 years, and I don't play too many trends, but Wrigley wind is certainly one of the strongest ones in the whole sport, and it is predictive. So I like the under there.
I could see it, my man. I think it's a good play because it's just like, I mean, Steele doesn't give a shit who's facing him, dude. I mean, we had him on the podcast last season, and this guy is it's baseball. Like, our company is called Just Baseball, but like he literally is just baseball. Like he hunts and he pitches, and like his mindset about pitching, I thought was so smart. And he is so good at keeping the ball off the barrel, which is so important against this Cardinals team. Like, get him to roll over, get him to line out, just keep the ball in the ballpark. With wind, I'm a little bit worried about later in the game. I'm not too worried about the starters. I think the way you handicap the starters, like if I was going to play this, I would play it early rather than late. I'm a little bit worried about the bullpens. Do you have any reservations about the bullpens to calm my nerves about them?
Not really. I mean, the Cubs' best reliever is still in AAA. The Cardinals have been a mess. But I think Jeremiah Estrada, of course. Yeah. Who I am stashing in a dynasty league as well.
Mark Leiter Jr. is pissed at you right now. He's been a stud.
He has been good. Azalai's been good too.
Yeah.
Michael Fulmer has not. Cost me money last night.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, the bullpens are certainly a problem, but it's very priced in. The first 5 total is like 3.5 under minus 115.
Good point.
And so like you could play that, but like if it was 4, I'd play it, but 3.5, it's too short.
Yeah.
Given
such a low margin of error, like one error.
Yeah. And it's still Jordan Montgomery and Justin Steele. We're not talking about 2 ace level pitchers here.
Steele's
he's trending toward that category.
Yeah,
I know. It's crazy to think about, but yeah, I'm excited on the Cubs. I bet the Cubs to win the division on Friday. At 650 or plus 600. I think they're going to win it. So the lineup has no holes. If you think about it, go down that lineup and tell me like where that guy really outside of maybe catcher. They're playing Mervis at first now, which I think he'll be fine. He'll be good.
I think he's great. I'm not a huge
Turner,
Nelson Velasquez
Swanson,
guy.
Wisdom, Happ, Bellinger, Suzuki. Yeah. Morel up too now as like a utility guy. It's a good lineup.
It is a good lineup, and their bullpen is solid, and their rotation is good enough, especially at the top.
Yeah, and they're the kind of team, like I think the bullpen's probably the biggest weakness, but they could address it at the deadline, and they would be immediately a better team. And like you compare it to the Brewers, who Woodruff is going to be shut down for a while now. Aaron Ashby is a big, who knows what's going on with his injury.
I don't think he's going to pitch this year.
Yeah, Lauer looks awful.
Awful.
It's been pretty much just Burns and Freddie carrying that lineup, that rotation, and their bullpen doesn't even look as good now. So I have a big question. Suzuki's not terrible. Come on, he'll be fine. But yeah, I think the Cubs are live in the Central.
You just named a whole bunch of mid. From Trent.
Yeah, nothing
Atia's
special.
mother.
No, absolutely true. There's no stars to carry that team.
Horner, I think is a
8,
star.
I think 7 of those guys finished the year with or 7 or 8 of those guys have above average WRC plus this year.
And pretty good defense.
By the end of the year.
Decent defense.
Mm-hmm.
Bellinger in center. Up the middle, they're great. Up the middle.
Exactly.
Do you have any other plays for us?
Yeah, one more. It's the Reds plus.
Okay.
What is it down to now? I don't have the market in front of me. Still 140.
Let's see what you're at right now. On BetMGM, currently the Cincinnati Reds are plus 135.
Yeah, that's fine. That's about the lowest price I'll play them.
Okay.
Look, it's I'm reading now the chat. Yeah, I mean, Sase has been certainly underachieved expectations. I like the Reds, though, plus 135 here. This is just we don't know how to correctly project Verlander coming off this injury.
That's what I'm saying.
He looked okay, but not great in his first outing. Like he certainly settled in a little bit. But even going back to last year, Verlander was a pitcher I consistently faded because I thought the name was carrying more weight. I lost a lot of money fading him. He won the Cy Young. But so long as the strikeouts are down, he's just not quite the same pitcher. And I think the biggest difference with Verlander last year to this year, and I said this last week, I think when I faded him, is that Houston had one of the 2 best defenses in the league by outs above average, them in Arizona. This year, the Mets are a below average defensive team. By most metrics, they're an aging defense. So that's a huge difference.
It's Lindor and Nimmo. And like McNeil's been ass at second. Why? Why has he been ass?
Escobar, Beatty's defense is questionable. Escobar's okay. Like there's holes there.
Producer Cohen, my Mets fan. Why has Jeff McNeil been ass at second? You got to answer for him.
No answer.
He's no answers.
Nimmo.
Yeah, Nimmo's been good. Lindor's been good. That's about it. But sorry, continue.
Yeah, and that's just the biggest difference. If you're striking out fewer batters, putting more balls in play, you're at more risk now with the Mets in that ballpark, especially with the home run problem. I mean, Hunter Green, he still throws too many pitches down the middle and gets hit hard, but we all know how good this stuff is and how much upside there is. So Reds, speculative underdog, like them, plus 140.
Yeah.
Plus 135.
It's a good bet. I mean, like, the thing is, so Jake Hazen came on and he had a really good pitch. He was like, he feels that he's buying low on Verlander in the sense of like, and I totally get what he's saying, because if Verlander was being Verlander, they'd be minus 210 today, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
You don't think so?
I mean, the Mets opened yesterday with Scherzer before we thought he was not.
No, but I'm saying what we expect the Mets to be. Like the Mets at the beginning of the year with the 97.5 win total, like if they were playing like we all thought the Mets would be great this year. That's what I'm saying. Not like, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you. My point is though, like yesterday, the Scherzer opened minus 190, and got rolled down. Of course, with the news plus he wasn't going to start. That leaked, but like they only were minus 190 against Luke Weaver. Now they're, I mean, Weaver pitched really well. Credit to him, but I mean, Hunter Green is a miles better pitcher. Projects much better. I do think that's a good point about the Mets lineup. Like they are very patient. They will wait out the walks. And it's certainly going to have to be part of the sweat, but they're a plus 140 underdog for a reason.
It's a good point. I appreciate you, my man. Again, love Cubs plus what, 6-1 or 7-1?
6-1 was Friday. They've lost 3 in a row, so they're probably right around there now. But you can find that out there, and I do like them. I just don't believe in the Brewers lineup producing. I mean, even the young guys like Turang and Weimer aren't really hitting. And so I think that's going to be a problem.
Dude, I see what you're saying.
And the Cardinals could turn it around, but like, are we really think that like Matz, Flaherty, Liberatore in a couple weeks are going to like get hot and start winning a ton of games? I'm skeptical.
I do think the Cardinals are going to rattle off, but I'm not like, I thought the biggest trap line of the entire MLB futures market was the Cardinals opening at minus 115 to win the division. My gambling brain just had sirens running through my head, and I'm like, well, then who's going to win the Central? Because the Cardinals ain't winning this division. Not with that line. But I appreciate you.
I mean, the Brewers, I was invested in the Brewers last year, and look, like when they had that elite bullpen going, and then, the starters were healthy, like they were a good team.
Yeah.
But what happened was the bullpen just kind of regressed, and then they couldn't hold those 1-run leads anymore.
And then they traded
like they were so good at doing. Hader had that blow up month. They traded him, and then the Brewers are cheap, so they didn't spend and get better, and everybody else in the National League kind of did. Even the Cardinals went out and got Montgomery, who was really good down the stretch. So, I mean, are the Brewers going to be aggressive at the deadline here? I don't think so.
Probably not.
If anything, I mean, if they are kind of middling and not they're probably not gonna be out of the division race. Like they're not gonna move Burns, but it's not out of the question.
I hope he's a Yankee. Appreciate you, my friend. We'll talk soon. All right. Oh, I think he didn't hear that last part.
A lot of teams needing starting pitching this offseason or this July.
I think, and also Arias is a free agent after the year too. It's gonna be a fun offseason.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, my man. Talk to you soon. All right. Colby Olson. Colby. We need winners.
We do.
We need winners.
We do need winners. Just to touch on Anthony's topic real quick, though, this offseason pitching market is loaded.
Loaded. Nola's on it.
Really,
Arias is on it.
Nola. Eduardo Rodriguez. Dude, Eduardo Rodriguez is making a case.
He's your favorite pitcher.
Bag.
He's your favorite pitcher on planet Earth.
I mean, he used to be, and I defended him till the death, and then your xFIP can't break in 2 years later.
Yeah.
It's like beyond the statute of limitations at that point. I don't get to call my Erod love a win anymore.
I'll give you a half win. But how about some full wins on picks today? What are you starting with?
Yeah, let's start with Ray's money line.
Okay.
I was on the Orioles money line yesterday, which is the only bet that hit me. I'm just going to start off with I am the full fade god right now, down 12 units on the stream. I have not had a winning day on the stream in 6 days. So fully expect the people to fade me right now, which is fine. Do it. I will get hot, and then you'll be tailing.
And then you'll be tailing.
But Rays today is a pick that I really, really like because we get an opener in Jalen Beeks, and he's been very good outside of two bad outings, Pete. Like, you look at his ERA right now, it's 6.75, but he has a 3.54 expected ERA. And then you look at his outings, he had one outing where he gave up 5 earned to the White Sox in just 2/3 of an inning. You have another outing where he gave up 3 earned in 2/3 of an inning to the White Sox again. So the White Sox have had his number, but beyond that, he's only had scoreless outings or outings where he gave up 1 earned. So very, very good in all but 2 of his outings this year, right? He starts as an opener today, but then they're going to Yanni Chirinos after him. And Chirinos is an interesting arm because he doesn't strike out really anybody. His strikeout rate this year is just 11%, but he gets a ton of ground balls. He gets a ton of soft contact. He has a 1.86 ERA in 19 1/3 innings this year, a 3.91 expected ERA, a 3.58 FIP. He limits damage, and he is a righty. So Jalen Beeks is a lefty. The Orioles are known to bang lefties this year. They have a 126 WRC plus against lefties, which is 4th best in baseball this year. But against righties, they have not been the same. A 101 WRC plus on the year against righties puts them right in the middle of the pack as an offense against righties. So they're a great offense against lefties. They have been limited against righties. So really like that for my case for the Rays. But beyond that, you have a Rays offense facing Dean Kramer, who last year got very lucky, Peter. He had a 3.23 ERA, but all of the expected metrics pointed towards regression. A 4.49 expected ERA. The 3.8 FIP was good. He doesn't walk a lot of batters, but he doesn't strike out a lot of batters either. And he wasn't giving up home runs last year either because, one, he played in a very weak park, but also a dead-end ball, I think, last year. The ball we're seeing this year is carrying a bit more, and even balls are leaving in Baltimore. So this year is a 5.8 ERA, a 7.26 expected ERA. It's like, wow, you have a 5.8 ERA, and the expected stats are saying you're even worse than that in 7 starts. So that right there is enough for me. But the Baltimore Orioles did use Yenier Cano last night, as well as Felix Bautista in their win. So I doubt Cano will be available tonight. Bautista maybe, but Bautista's really only going to be available if the Orioles are winning the game anyway. So that doesn't really affect me.
That's a good point.
I'm hoping the Rays will have this one out of hand already. So Rays money line -120. Hope I laid that out, but feel free to ask any questions.
No, I mean, I don't really have any questions. I like the way you laid it out too. I guess my only remaining question is Adam should be there today. Poche should be there today, right? Because they didn't pitch yesterday, or did they?
And Kevin Kelly should be available.
Kevin Kelly kind of sucks. Like,
no.
You think he's good?
I think he's weird.
He's weird. That is a good point. Like, he could be very effective, or he just starts throwing balls and it's like, oh my God, get this guy out of the game. I've seen two different sides of Kevin Kelly this year. I've seen Kevin Kelly who can't throw a strike and is like me. And then I've seen Kevin Kelly when he's in the zone. I'm like, how does anyone hit this man ever? It's two completely different guys.
His last 8 outings, he has a 3.24 ERA, a 1.64 FIP. He hasn't walked a batter in his last 8. Like he's he's weird. He doesn't throw that hard, but he doesn't walk a lot of guys. I think I blindly trust this Rays bullpen, and that might be scary, but I think I just do at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the play.
I like it. Let's move on to your next one.
Sure. So yeah, I was listening while Anthony was talking about his Rays pitch and sort of the fate of Justin Verlander.
You mean Reds?
And one of my favorite systems, not from a betting perspective over the last 5-6 years, but from a fantasy perspective, one of my favorite systems has been fading pitchers coming off of the IL. And this isn't one of those cases because Verlander already made his first start against the Tigers, but you still got to imagine that he's shaken some rust off this year. And so now he goes into Great American Ballpark, which is as bad as Coors historically, right? For giving up runs. Verlander is a fly ball pitcher, which I love. So those fly balls are going to go over the fence today. But then, so that's the one part of it, right? I think that the over here is a good play because the Reds should chip it. But then you have Hunter Green on the other side of the ball, who you look at the splits for him in his career. He has a 4.92 ERA at home. He has a 3.78 ERA on the road. This year, he has an ERA over 6 at home, an ERA below 3 on the road. So he's proof that being a fly ball pitcher in Great American Ballpark is not what you want.
Yeah.
The Mets offense has also been coming alive quietly. They have an OPS in the high 700s over the last 14 days. I looked deep into Pete Alonso's numbers over the last week or two. He's been hitting the crap out of the ball, a hard hit rate over 50%, but has been getting a little bit unlucky. And there's no place like Great American Ballpark to get hot. I could see a Pete home run. Lindor is always due for something here. And then both of these bullpens are very, very suspect, which is why I took the full game over. But I think there's going to be plenty of runs scored early in this one with both I don't think Verlander is going to be perfect through 5 innings.
Yeah. Jake said he was like, all I need from what he said for the first 5 was like, all I need is 2 earned out of Verlander through 5. And he says, I think I win it that way. So if that means it's 3-2, 4-2, you're already on your way because I agree with you. I think both bullpens are pretty suspect right now, especially because both were used yesterday and you have a 10-cent adjustment moving your way. Right now on BetMGM, the over 9 is -115.
Perfect. We love that.
We love beating closing lines. All right, next pick.
Oh, that's it, man. I got 2 today. I've been giving 4 out and I've been losing, and I just need to play what I freaking love and start winning.
Let's do it.
So
let's do it.
Let's do it.
My friend, good stuff. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Bud.
Oh, yeah, could you go get Arm?
I don't know.
What does that mean? Where is he?
I think he's in some top secret meetings.
Of course he is.
I'll go grab him.
Oh, yeah, go grab him. Get him on stream because he's got picks too. Who else we got? All right, Colby, I'll talk to you soon. All right. Who else is in queue?
It's just mid-major and Arm, that's it. But no one's in queue.
Oh, mid-major's not here yet? Is he still at work?
I hit him up like 30 minutes ago, no response.
All right. Let's see. Mid-major.
I don't think. Yeah, wait.
What's up?
We'll bring Colby back on. He said he could do a prop while we have.
Okay, yeah.
Yo, Colby.
Yeah, Pete, you want to talk a little props, real quick?
Let's talk some props. Talk to me.
I'm like dissecting the prop board on the fly here, but can kind of analyze the picks that I already had.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Are you on any props today?
I'm on no props today. I didn't necessarily love the board today.
Didn't love the board.
I mean, Nick Prado over a base.
You like that White Sox Royals game?
I do. I think runs are going to be scored. And I think Nick Prado has been kind of good offensively lately. Hunts fastballs. Lynn has given him a lot of fastballs.
What has Arenado been doing?
Dog shit.
What's going on there?
Hasn't been doing anything.
He's been striking out.
No, he just
Arenado is on the strikeout board today. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving, Pete. You got to get on these strikeout props. I'm really liking.
Yeah, Kirk didn't strike out yesterday, right?
He did not. That
you hit that prop. Had a baby.
I'm 2 for 2 on those. Yeah, if you can get the right matchup, I think it's a really sharp play on some of these strikeout props.
Were there any strikeouts that you were looking at today?
That's what I'm looking at right now. There's some weird ones on the board today, but I haven't dug deep. But anyways, Pete, I think I got to run. I don't have any props that I'm really loving. So
you want to come on and talk props and you don't got shit?
Yeah, I don't got shit.
Go get Arm and let's hear Arm's plays.
All right, sounds good.
All right,
Appreciate you, brother.
Talk to you soon. Okay. Anyone else still thinking about Mariners cake? I'm still pissed about the Mariners. It was right there in our arms, ladies and gentlemen. It was right there in our arms. Javon likes that too. What does he like, Thrasher? How can y'all not name Ohtani in the starting pitching market? Yeah, I mean, I just put him in a different freaking thing. I put him in like a different category completely. Should we just go over mid-majors picks? All right, let's.
One of them is funny. He's got 3 units on the Twins game that you didn't know on Twins money line.
Oh, jeez. Look at this bomb from mid-major. Oh, Javon likes Prado over base. I like Prado over base. Twins money line, 3-unit bomb from mid-major. What does everybody think about the Twins? Yeah, throw him up there too. Huh. So he likes the Reds not to score much today. Plus 105, huh? What are the Twins on the money line right now? Minus 130, so he lost a 5-cent adjustment? Huh. I don't know. I'm worried about those Twins. But I don't trust Seth Lugo. So I kind of like Jake's play the most in that game. Cincinnati? What does he know that I don't know? Colby's on the full game over. Anthony's on the Reds. And mid-majors. So we're going to have some...
And Arms on first 5.
Arms on first 5. How many runs will the Reds score? 3.5. It's still plus 105 towards the under, even with that line moving towards the over. Matt has balls of steel. Yes, he does, Thrasher. Yes, he freaking does. Look at that. Of these plays, what does everybody think? As a Twins fan, they couldn't hit water if they fell off a boat. But as you can see, Matt's been doing pretty damn well. He's not someone who you generally want to fade. As Mets backers taking Reds, team total under is wild at 3.5. Interesting. And Jake is backing the Mets, and he still thinks taking Reds team total under is wild. You think Thrasher thinks the Baltimore Tampa Bay over is the best play out of this? This may go 0-3. This might go 0-3. He would lose a cool 5 units if it went 0-3. You don't want to lose 5 units. but maybe the Twins win. I mean, Jake, you were talking about how the Twins are like. You're talking about how the Twins, should bang against Lugo and that curveball. Maybe mid-major took that to heart and was like, you know what? He's right. I'm going to put 3 units on the money line. Interesting. I like Kirilloff being back and hitting cleanup. Mariners bang. Are you on the Mariners full game? What'd they do? They just tied up? Is that a Kelnick bomb? Of course. Now the Mariners are coming back? Oh, great. Of course. Damn it. I mean, I want it to hit for you guys. If you guys are on the full game. Oh, just a base hit. Oh. Triple by Kelnick. Well, for anyone on the Mariners full game, I wish you all the best. That would be sick. We got to get him on to explain this. Twins are going to crush Lugo. I mean, thank God I live bet Mariners CLV at a baby. Let's see what Brock Burke. Eugenio Suarez should do damage against Burke right now. Absolutely should. Nationals are up 10-2. Nice job, Giants. Sean Manaea just got destroyed. Oh, thank God. I almost bet on this Blue Jays Phillies over. It's 1-0. Fuck. That would have been a disaster. And I knew I was like, because the model liked the over today, ladies and gentlemen. And I was like, I kind of like it too, but I'm like, after yesterday, back-to-back overs, don't love it. So I didn't end up playing it. Thank the Lord above. Jeez. I mean, what a rat shit wager that would have been. Mariners at least was a sweat, and now they still might even win the game. If I played that Blue Jays Phillies over, I'd be face down in a puddle of my own urine. Just please get it to extra innings and then score 7 more. All right, good thing I didn't play that one. Maybe I just read the board wrong today. But hopefully this White Sox Royals over hits. All right, are we getting Arm anytime soon?
I'm putting it up soon.
Yeah, just throw Arm stuff up there. Oh, yeah. Producer Cohen, would you mind to go looking for him? All right, now it's just me. We have no producer right now. So anything you want to say while Cohen's gone, feel free to say. Castillo pissed on us, basically. Yeah, he just wasn't that good. About to see a Brad Keller masterclass. If we see a Brad Keller masterclass, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. I'm going to lose my mind if Brad Keller gives us a masterclass. There is no way that is humanly possible. We even got good CLV on that one, but then again, we had good CLV on the freaking Mariners, and look how that turned out. CLV is only a part of the game. It's definitely you want to hit your you want to beat CLV long term when betting, but the most important part is actually hitting the bet. What fan are you, by the way? I'm a Yankee fan, but I'm also a Guardians fan. I need to go to the store. Orioles game soon. I'm slacking. What are you doing, Thrasher? All right, Arm. Oh, he's not even here? All right. These are Arm's plays. Oh, he likes the Mets through the first 5, too. He's on the Padres against the Twins. Chicago White Sox, he's also a fan. And the Cubs versus the Cardinals, first 5 under 4. All right. So Arm's on that first 5 under. I think that is the way to attack this Cardinals versus Cubs game. Chicago White Sox, that's what DeGen's on too. Interesting play there. Padres money line is dogs. He's going up against mid-major. And he's got the Mets, huh? So a lot of aligned picks with a lot of the good bettors in our chat here too. And Arm is coming off a really good day. So those could be bangers. Or he could be due for regression. I don't know. But that'll do it for this stream. A little bit of a shorter stream. Don't have that many plays. Also, we will not be streaming tomorrow. I don't know if you've seen the Thursday slate. I don't even know if I'm going to have a play. We only have 6 games. It's a terrible slate tomorrow with only 3 night games. So we will be back on Friday. Hopefully you guys all enjoy your weekend. Remember all the codes. You need to sign up for Prize Picks BetMGM. They're in the below. I'm pretty sure you can find them. Or, if you can't find them, code for BetMGM is JB Fans. Code for Prize Picks is just baseball. But make sure to download the Pickett Sports apps. Really appreciate you guys all listening. Again, apologies for the Mariners cake. Hopefully they come back for all the people. Let me just check that Mariners score. Did they score there? What's going on in Mariners? I guess we'll see. All right. What? Not mid-major, just flashing the enormous Twins money line. That's the biggest bet on stream today. Let's see if it hits. All right. Appreciate everybody listening. We'll be back on Friday, but we have to remember,